Hi everyone, it's June, and this is the early June garden tour. I'm going to make this as quick as I can possibly make it, but there is a lot to cover right now. Let's start at the entrance, our driveway. Now there are preset perennials and weeds in here that I'm generally not touching. The only thing that matters to me is the little spaces that I can find to put in this case, pumpkins. I hate buying my kids Halloween pumpkins when the time comes. So I figured I'm going to decorate and grow Halloween pumpkins at the same time. So this one was a seed just recently. So that one's the smallest. The other ones were started a little whiles ago. And so that's what's going on there. Now here is going to be not much yet. That's still a work in progress, filling that in. This path is needing to be worked on to get our sunflowers in. So I'm hoping to get all that done this week coming. But the perennials that are here are doing very well, flowering. There's hazelnuts, nanny berries, some other stuff. All right, we're next. Okay, the hollyhocks are coming back. I also purchased more seeds so that I can have more of them. Now this, I wasn't expecting to be as wonderful as it is, but here it is, a new garden bed in the making. I plan on putting a lot of flowers here. I'll let you know that in the next video. Extended over to this area. Over here we have the calendula that I never worked on. I let it self-seed and it's growing where it's growing. There's areas that are blank. In this space, I grew bee balm. And so I put those in. I don't know. I hope they make it. And I recently seeded, what was it? Scabiosa in this blank spot over here. Down here we have our comfrey, majestic. I need to come in and chop that down. I already harvested some nettle, made some tea for the plants mainly, but it can be for people too. So that's that. Here we have some cosmos coming back. Not as many as I'd hoped, so I'll have to seed more. And then this is pretty much asparagus space. So these are younger and not getting as much sun, but they'll still be perfectly good asparagus someday. There's also lettuce, wild lettuce seeded from previous plantings. I had put in some baby ground cherries, but they did not survive a day. There are some that self-seeded, but they're being ravaged. So I don't know if we are going to have any ground cherries in this space this year. We'll have to rely on the ones we planted elsewhere. The strawberries in the containers are looking good, but they're not great. I have not mastered container gardening, so they could be better. There's also some lettuce. Those two are lettuce. This one didn't germinate very well. This is arugula. This is tatsoi that's like being sacrificed basically, and this is the other tatsoi, which is doing a lot better. Miner's lettuce, or no, this is the red amaranth that overwintered, so that's just there, not doing so hot. And then the thyme is in flower, smells wonderful. Back there are the figs that we recently cut down, 1 and 2. It's grown ridiculously since then. And then we have 3 raspberry bushes in the back here, and our sunchoke or Jerusalem artichokes are wonderful. This new bed we just made doesn't have much in it. When I was making it, I discovered a potato seed, or a potato that had been left in the ground. So I replanted it when I was making the bed. So now it's growing. So that's great. In here, I also put in some onions. In this area, I've seeded recently basil. So that'll be a few days before those come up. And in this space is edamame seeds in the ground. Back here, I just did this today. I roughed up some earth where the future shed will be. And for now, I have seeded broom corn right there from saved seeds. I don't know how viable they are, but if nothing comes up, that's fine because I have so much marigolds that I need to find a home for. So that's what's gonna dot this space for this year. Next year, I have plans for peonies in that spot as forever homes. Which way should we go next? Let's go here real quick. This is my other strawberry bed with the lone asparagus. There have been teeny tiny strawberries, but they have not been big and they have not been delicious. Here's a couple more. It's just the containers need a lot more feeding than I'm used to giving plants. And in general, I have a problem with fertilizing and getting on a schedule. So as I'm getting there, year 3 now of this really serious gardening, I am going to fertilize more often. Here we have the leeks. I lost quite a bit in this spot, but the ones that are left are growing nicely. They're healthy. And the few carrots that survived are doing well. Now this bed, I had taken out the soil that was here and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it, but I've decided to make it a compost bin. I'm going to try to do hotbed, but if that doesn't work, it'll just be a compost bin, but I want to grow some kind of melons in it because it's still a good space. Over here, we have done all the plantings. They're undercover because it's been chilly. We had that heat wave for a couple of days, and then now we're back into, we've barely broken 70 degrees for the last few days. So I'm trying to keep these two are butternut squashes. I have sweet potatoes mixed in. Those over there are loofah seedlings. I'm not sure. They're just starting to come up. Yep, you can see the little green speck right there. Oh, that one's up a little bit better. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loofah seeds that came up. And then up here, we have a zucchini. This is a slicing cucumber. Another zucchini. And these are pickling cucumbers. Now, some of the leaves have gotten broken because we had a hailstorm the other day. So here and there, there's some leaf damage from that. This is carrots that need to be thinned. I'm doing a lot better with the carrots in containers this year. Here we have the peas that have started to pod. So I'm very excited. This is the best crop so far. Let's hope we can actually get to eat them. And then our beets, more carrots, more beets. I threw in another seed or two, and those are coming up. And over here, a few more peas. Some are getting eaten. This has snapdragons that will be to be determined. Here we threw in nasturtium seeds not too long ago, and they are doing very well. Oh, here's another broken one from the hail, but well, this one got chewed on, but this will be fine. It'll come back. That'll be pretty. I planted most of this. I left a little space in the end in case I needed it for something, but let's see if I can remember what I put in here. Oh, and those are our other rhubarb that I keep saying I'm gonna split when I hopefully next year I will. All right, over here we have snapdragons, and some are clustered together because I have no desire to kill them by trying to untangle them. So I'm not selling these flowers. We'll see what comes up. These did not survive. I'm pretty sure it was the Nicotiana. Did not make it. They got eaten right away. The only thing that looks to be doing well are the delphiniums, these long fernier ones, and the foxgloves are still alive. So that's for there. While we're here, this round area has sage that have been here since we brought them from our old house. But I didn't know what kind of sage those were, so I got some more. So I seeded some sage and I just transplanted those recently. Hope they make it. This is pretty much a vole nest. Nope, let's go back. Asparagus. The winter sown asparagus got planted. So there's some interspersed. So there's dotted along this main asparagus area. I've also had to tie them back because they kept falling into the grassy area, which gets mowed, and didn't want to get them mowed either. All right, here we have, I want to harvest some of these this year and actually process them and make something. So the rhubarb is doing well. See the holes from hail damage. Ah, yes. We have two rabbits. Two stinking rabbits live here. So they've taken out the majority. Like that one is barely hanging on of Brussels sprouts. So I've put seeds in. I don't know if they'll have enough time, but why not? I think it's a collard. Not really sure. They left the kale alone, obviously. These are other collards. Kale in the back, and then a few peas in the back. And there's a lot of slugs here with a lot of wood because of the wood chips, and it's by the woods. So, yeah. So I'm trying my best to at least protect this space from the rabbits. Here is more asparagus ferns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some are doubled. They'll sort that out themselves. Here we have broccoli that's self-seeded, rutabaga that I just planted in, and sweet potatoes. Not that one, this one. And then I harvested the leeks. Not great. Apparently there's a type of worm that gets in the stalks and just eats away at the stalks. So a lot of them, even though they were a decent size, if we were starving to death, obviously we'd eat them, but we're not yet. So the most of it went to the compost. Yeah, this one was puny and going to seed, so I didn't feel like saving it. So that's composting in place. This one is also going to seed, so I'm saving that one. This is red sorrel that I'm saying that I have to give to the chickens eventually. Here is another leek that's also going to seed. And in this bed I have, this is a broccoli that I transplanted, which is getting chewed up. This is another sweet potato. This is an arugula, really yummy. And I'm leaving this center area for a melon. Big plans for melons here. And the new bed, we put in, what is this? Kohlrabi? No. This was transplanted broccoli. Yes, those are broccoli. We have more sweet potatoes. And we have no shortage of sweet potatoes. I have plans for some of them. And then the sweet alyssum, more onions, sweet alyssum, onions, sweet alyssum are coming up. All right, the big space. Let's start with the big mess in the back. So this wasn't even on my radar, but we got a free tiller. So I've been going around trying to salvage parts of land that I can plant in. So big plants for here for lavender and bunches of flowers and peonies and all sorts of yummy stuff. Now, back to present time. We have the tomatoes all planted up. Let's see if I can get the signs. This one and the one in the back is Black Krim. This one is a Paul Robeson. There's some of them are still doubles because I'm seeing who survives the transplant best. This one is the pineapples, and this two are Rutgers. The following are unknown because I didn't, or at some point I wrote them, but that didn't last. But it's German green tomato. It's striped tomato. It's just odds and ends that I wasn't selling, and so I put them in the wrong container, and I have them, and now I don't know what they are. But the ones at the end, these are Dr. White Cheese, this one, and this. But the rest of them down the back way are San Marzano and Opal. So I'm going to have a lot of saucing tomatoes back here. I also still have a boatload of tomatoes that I have nowhere to plant. So that's still a work in progress. Over here are potatoes. Potatoes are doing all right. We've got some holes. We've got some brown spots. So I think I'm going to go and get the fungicide because I don't want to lose my precious potatoes to some kind of blight. And only some of them have it, but they will spread and ruin everything. Here we're starting to get blueberries. We'll see if we'll actually get to eat any of that this year. The garlic is looking fantastic. Really coming in. All right, so we planted some of this. This are peppers. Bell peppers, habanero, paprika, poblano, jalapeno, and habanada, I believe, but I didn't have the marker. On the next, behind me, are eggplants. All eggplants. This 4 are the Black Beauty. Is it 4? Yeah. And then these 5 are the little fingers. And the thing with having more space is the ability to give your plants more space so that they can grow to their full potential. But also it's like a battle of, but I want to plant more stuff. But yeah, for now, I'm giving them as much space as I can. Now, here, this is a succession planting scenario. I have put in okra seeds. Oh, do we have a popping? Nope, that's just weeds. Okra seeds in this first. This is a 3-foot bed, 3 foot wide. So I've done okra seeds already. And then once they pop, I'll give them a couple of days or so. Then I'll do a second sowing, wait for those to pop, and then a third. Now on this bed is corn. I've already sowed the first line of corn. Do the same thing. Another week, we'll do that, and then another week, the last line. I was going to do 2 beds of corn, which is recommended for success, but I really also wanted to get a lot more okra. So that's that. And then I got these stakes ready for when I need to stake up the corn, because otherwise they will just fall over. Oh, these fun little logs are holding nasturtiums. These are all hollow, so I filled them up, and they all have nasturtiums in there. This one has a double hollow. So I'm very excited to see what goes in there. And I'm also going to dot the perimeter with marigolds as well as the tomatoes. I'm going to put marigolds all along there. Under here, we are waiting very patiently for our wine cap mushrooms that will come up in the fall. And then in the front, we were gifted by very good friends some zinnias. This is from my daughter's school for Mother's Day, so I got another marigold. And this was, I'm not sure what this is. This was in the zinnia container, so I'm sure it'll be something awesome. So the zinnias are here. I don't have to buy any. They're probably not planted properly, so whatever. All right, last year we had bought some hydrangeas, and they are coming back. This is another space that I want to spray with fungicide because their leaves are starting to get spotting. Oh, I found a sign for this. This was bought 2 years ago. So this is Serena. And those are later blooming. This one is the one that's earlier. The bloom struck. And the limelight is doing so well. I can't wait till it gets big. I hope it gets big. All right, almost there, almost there. Coming around to the green stalk. I mean, it's not that exciting. You've seen the green stalk quite a few times now. Some things are doing really well. Strawberries. This is taking. This was more kohlrabi, which is a good thing that I planted them in so many places because otherwise I might not have any. We still have more bolting tatsoi, which you'll be proud of me. I have started the seeds for the fall planting. Here, as of now, this tub has a pepper in the middle, some onions dotted along the perimeter, and I believe these are also marigolds from prior seeds. In here, sadly, very sad, is a ginger that got hit by hail, so it's fallen over. So I don't know if more shoots will come out of that ginger now. Oh, I might not have any ginger this time around. But this artichoke is still doing well. It hasn't gotten eaten. So fingers crossed. Still tiny though. I don't know. But anyway, this other bed is not set up yet because I'm not sure where to put it. It's either here, replacing these other spaces, which would work well, or it's going to go where the other ones are already. Here is another bucket of strawberries. Here is more peppers, and looky loo, this one survived the eating. There must have been enough at the bottom underneath the mulch that it came back stronger than ever, except for that nub, but it's coming back, and I've been covering it at night just so it doesn't get eaten, which it very well could. The celotias were not doing so well to begin with, but I finally planted them, and maybe we'll get 1 or 2 that will survive the transplant. Now, more peppers here. We have poblano, jalapeno, habanadas, and 3 bell peppers over here. I also have a few more left of poblano, jalapeno, and habanada. This was our last year sown lavender, and they are starting to flower. So exciting. So proud of myself. that I got that. I think I'm going to divide it because my mom wants some lavender. I might give her some. This was going to be a bed. But then a potato decided to spring up. So I'm babying this potato and giving it the whole space. Not touching that space for anything. The onions. We have not figured out how to grow onions properly yet. I think this space, the soil is moist more often than not. I don't think it gets enough direct sun for a lot of the day. So I don't think that's the best space for the onions. But the few that are here are surviving. Oop. There's a few more over there. Now this bed has a bunch of stuff. Now this onion were the ones I had kept in their tub for a lot longer. So they were able to get bigger in the tub. Let's see how they do in this space. Celery along the whole back there. And then that's still celery. This is cilantro that's going to seed, but that's fine. There'll be flowers here. They'll be beautiful. And then I have, they're getting eaten, parsley, like 2 chunks of parsley. And then I have, cumin here. I had more cumin, but I think they're getting eaten too. Whoa. This looks more like a tomato. This could be a cherry tomato, I'm not sure, but I'm letting it grow. It's got space. I don't know how I have another onion there somehow. And arugula that's also going to flower soon. So we've eaten some of it. And I will put another batch of seeds down. And then, I can't get to there. This has already stopped flowering. I've been calling it delphinium all this time, but it's actually columbine. Those are the leaves, but these had pretty purple with white fringe flowers. Over here, haven't completely abandoned this space. I threw buckwheat. Here. And for the most part, I've had to pull a few weeds. This very invasive, whatever this is. But the buckwheat is coming through. Some places stronger than others. It was nice. These will be nice white flowers that the bees love. But I also dotted, because I had so many, asparagus. More asparagus. Yeah. There is no shortage of asparagus throughout the land. And I think we've come to the end. Yes. All right. We are in this long bed at the front of the house. What do we got here? These have been transplanted in from that side because that's where I had them last year and they self-seeded. These are the red amaranth. So pretty. So they'll be nice and tall in the end of the bed here, out of the way. This came up with them, and I didn't know what it was, whether it was a weed or not, but I let it there. And I also seeded a few more red amaranth. These are yarrow from them, self-seeding. So I'm going to pull these up in a little bit and transplant them somewhere. My spinach is doing okay. We have a little bit of hail damage, but they're growing. So they'll be here for a little bit. I have carrots coming up here. Now this, sadly, I took too long. This is radish. The radish are ready to be picked. No, they're over ready to be picked. I should have picked them like last week. Well, I think some are still good. Some are flowering, but some look perfectly delicious. So I really want to try pickling these. Maybe that'll be something edible for human consumption. Yeah, but some of these are going to flower. So maybe the chickens will eat them. They'll eat the leaves, that's for sure. But I'm very happy with how I did with radish this year. I just got to get them. I mean, they don't really grow until the season warms up, so getting them in the ground sooner doesn't really help it. The yarrow is coming in beautifully, majestically. I have some more carrots underneath here. All right, the few flowers that I managed to get in. More puny celotias. Barely see them. Right here, the one, no, there should be three. 1, 2, 3 delphiniums right there. Some more yarrow. I think some kind of cherry tomato. I'm leaving them over here. I have it down, Nicotiana. This survived. Hasn't been eaten yet. Another asparagus from prior year. Over here, this is foxglove. Just doing fine. Another seemingly tomato-ish plant. And here are the, what's it called? Stock. Oh, did I call this delphinium before? This is stock. The spindly looking things are stock. More yarrow, more asparagus, more cherry tomato probably. This one, I wasn't sure if this was parsley or not. I think this is just a weed. But this is definitely either cilantro or parsley. I haven't decided. I think it's cilantro. It has a very distinct, there's a hint of lime flavor. I think that's cilantro. Self-seeded. Another self-seeders is the dill, which is awesome. And a couple more rogue cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna go around after this, the other yarrow patch, and then down here they were really bunched up, and I didn't want to kill the roots, so I left them bunched up. These are my other basils that I had grown indoors. It's opal, Thai basil, lemon basil, Genovese basil. All the basils are clumped all in here. May the strong survive. All right, coming around the front, the chamomile are taking beautifully to the transplant. Behind them is the majority of the cumin. And they have the same growing habit as the dill, so it'll be great space, great place for them to be growing. And I think that's it. I don't know why. Some more carrots. All right, that is the end of the tour. Oh my gosh, I did it. I can't believe I finished in under a half hour. And this should be edited down even further. Yeah, I got a lot of things planted in the last 2 weeks, week and a half even. A bit of that time was really hot, but I persevered and got everything in. It's just the flowers that I am crunching to get in the ground now. I've also got some stuff germinating. Oh, I completely forgot the watermelon patch. I'm going to have to go show you that one. Hold on a second. I always forget something. This is the future watermelon patch next to the asparagus. So I built up a lot of wood chips, and then I'm going to break through the cardboard in areas. I've got charcoal that I'm going to put in there, and then I've got compost and soil, and then I am currently germinating the melons. So the melons are inside in paper towels waiting to pop, and then I got to get this bed prepared for them, but I'm making sure that I get the specific watermelon that I planted. There's 8 going in behind me, and then in the raised beds, there's going to be 2 going in the new bed, and then 1 in the green bed that I mentioned. So that's 11 melons. That's all the melons I have. 5 of them are cantaloupes. Or was that 6? 6 are cantaloupe and 5 are watermelons. We'll see. But this is the sunniest. I will water them well this time around. So fingers crossed I will have some melons this year. All right, we're definitely finished with the tour. I think there's 1 more space that I didn't. No, there's 2. No, there's 3. 3 more little spaces that I put plants in that I'll I'll show you in a different video. Maybe you'll make the July tour because there'll be something to show you then. Some of them are just little seedlings right now. But I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, share. I will talk to y'all again soon. Bye.